Road Rash 2. Hello everybody, this is Denver from State Champs Esports, back with another Sega Genesis Retro live stream. Today we are going to be playing Road Rash 2, as you could see, from Electronic Arts. We're going back, way back, to 1992. Let's get things started here, but before we get into the gameplay, let's thank our sponsors right off the top. You can see them on the screen there. It is Lawrence Technological University, Army, Michigan, and Hungry Howie's Pizza. Wow, I got a really slow start. I thought I was going to be picking the game, the track. So they all kind of started and left me in the dust. Oh boy, here we go. Pass one guy. And oh, crash. Alright, well, I was a big fan of Road Rash 2 in particular. And loved playing it at the time. I was a big racing fan, and this was pretty much the style of most racing games, like really from the earliest versions, right from the Atari 2600 up till now. You just had a two-lane road right in the middle of the screen. Now obviously the color and the graphics and the gameplay kept getting better with each version of the game, but oh, I crashed into a tree. Ouch, that's gonna leave a mark. But the concept of racing and driving games back then really was quite the same. Just a road, usually out in the middle of a scenic land, because then they didn't have to build up quite so much complex graphics. And there we go. Now what I liked about Road Rash, as the name suggests, you were able to duke it out. Whoa, yeehaw. And you could punch, and if I remember correctly, you could do like chains, and there was some other crude weaponry. I could be mistaken. There's been so many racing games through the years that I've played, I can't even keep them all straight. But at the time, this was a great game, considered very state-of-the-art. Now, the Road Rash 2 was a sequel that was even more successful, one of those kind of rare sequels that was, some would say, even better than the original. It certainly sold more copies than the original. Why do I keep crashing into the cars, people? That's not that complicated. Oh, and there's my bike destroyed, wrecked. Oh boy. That's right. I got off to a very slow, bad start. So it's probably best that we just start this over from the beginning. But the game sold. Oh, they took the bike, but not me. They left me behind. Cold. That's cold. Repair costs for player A, $350. All right. So, oh, there we go. Select track. I knew I saw a track. Okay, so let's do Hawaii. The original game, the races only took place in California. So again, that was another great improvement over that the second one had over the original. The AI on the racers was much better this time around. Like anything with those early games, the AI was pretty basic. Once you kind of knew the pattern, it became pretty predictable, and you could kind of figure out how they were going to act. So the AI on this game is a lot more complex. The other drivers are a lot more aggressive. And the other big innovation that this game had over the original was it allows you to play 2-player. Now obviously I'm only doing the 1-player, but maybe I can get some of my state champs crew together and we can do some Road Rash races. They did a split screen, so the added memory from the first to the second game allowed for that 2-player action, which, you know, as a kid back then, and I guess even still to today, when you have a group of people, it's always more exciting when you get to play each other as opposed to everybody kind of sitting around watching one person play. No matter how good the AI is, you still want to go up against your buddies, because even if the gameplay isn't as good, you know, of course you got the bragging rights and all the other things. Now the key to this game, if I remember correctly, was getting through a race without crashing, because the crashing here really set you back a ways, which can't even seem to do that. At least my bike didn't fly too far back, or at least I didn't fly too far forward. I remember it's almost impossible, even if you crash once, it's almost impossible to win. Ooh, there's a cop. Guess I should stop punching and start focusing on the driving. So yeah, the number one rule, Road Rash 2, don't crash. Kind of get through the course on 2 wheels. And then, if I'm remembering correctly, then if you wanted to kind of kick it up a notch, the big thing was to be able to punch or use those weapons to take out your opponents. Because not crashing would get you to the front of the leaderboard, but if you wanted to come out on top, you had to be able to take down those other racers. Oh boy, I really went flying. This is not going to be good. Alright. And obviously, the worst part about crashing is that you can actually wreck your bike. So, definitely didn't want to do that. Because then you'd be done. You'd be done, son. Finished. Alright, at least I finished the race that time. That's an improvement. A slight improvement. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Me crossing the finish line in pieces. So looks like I was probably dead last on that one. Great. Alright, let's select a new track just so we can see what all the different options are. Let's go Arizona, some desert vibe there. And what can I get for my bike? I'm in desperate need. I don't think I have enough money. In your dreams, get a job. Get a clue, this is your bike. Nitro class. Exit. Let's go back to Ultra Class. Let's see, can I upgrade anything? Okay, looks like I have to win some games. That's a novel idea. Alright, let's get started, folks. Now, this was a game that was developed specifically for the Sega Genesis. It was not a port, and while it, as I mentioned, while it was very successful, more successful than the original, it did get ported over to Game Boy, and I think one of those early PlayStation portable gaming devices. And there was an EA collection, I think not too long ago, that included Road Rash 2 along with a bunch of the other old retro games. I'm digging Arizona. I'm digging it. And I think I'm finally getting the... Oh, literally right when I say I'm getting the gist of it, that's when I crash. I was in 10th place, or 9th place after that, where that car passed me by. Which I believe I got 14th place last time, so I'm doing better. Still horrible, but slightly better. Okay, there we go. Now I'm passing some folks. Regaining my position. 7th, nice. Whoa. Okay, turn. Come on, baby. Intersections are always a challenge. You get that cross traffic coming through. Got a car, got a cop. Some trees. Get back on the road. Away from the copper. This is kind of almost like a precursor to Grand Theft Auto in the sense that, you know, you can brutalize your other opponents and players and computer. There's that chain. Now we're talking. I knew it. I was like, fists. Ah, that's kind of wimpy. I knew there was a chain around here somewhere. I'm not crazy after all. And I'm in 4th place. Ooh, baby. Now we're talking. Slow down. Now this is a game, both this and the original, that was designed and developed and created by the folks over at Electronic Arts. Yes, that little tiny company that is, I believe, the second. Oh, I'm in 1st. Whoa. I knocked that guy right off his bike. Oh, yes. From last place to 1st place. Woohoo. Now we're talking. Yeah, that's more like it. Me likey. Me likey. Alright, let's... Do I get to put my initials in? What? Aw, boo. Alright, let's hit these other ones. So we did Hawaii, we did Tennessee. Let's do... Or no, we did Hawaii, we did Arizona. Let's do Tennessee. And what did I get? Okay, I didn't really get much from my win, so I don't think I'll be able to upgrade my bike. Was this the first one we did? Ooh, this guy's really giving me some guff here. He did not let me pass. Gonna put me behind. I don't like it. I have to make up some time. Make sure not to crash. I'm not gonna worry about fighting that guy off. Okay, before I reclaimed my championship glory there in that last race. I was about to talk about Electronic Arts. One of the things I like doing best with the Atari live streams was kind of researching some of the game companies and designers and developers. Now, what's not quite as fun with the more advanced games like for the Sega Genesis is in the early days of Atari, you really had one or two people working on a game, and so you were very much able to kind of talk about that person. And when you get the more advanced games, you have more, teams, and there's not really one individual that stands out. I mean, oftentimes there is, but with a lot of games it's a little bit more by committee. But what was interesting about Electronic Arts is I noticed there was a bit of a parallel with Atari and Activision, which Activision has become the number one game developer or publisher, whereas the Activision folks all kind of branched off from Atari to start their own company that would, essentially be a third-party game designer. The folks over at Electronic Arts were culled from a lot of Apple people, and so at least in my research I did, the Electronic Arts seems to be the Apple version of the Atari Activision Exodus. And I gotta put the pedal to the metal. There we go. And I believe the company was started in 82. I have some notes here, but I'm trying not to kill myself and crash because I'm back in the thick of things after kind of falling off the track. Alright, so 7th place. Alright, not great, but I'll take it. So yeah, I was right. 1982, Electronic Arts was founded by former Apple employee Trip Hawkins. And one of the kind of the great things that Trip did was to put the artist front and center, and kind of thought, at least in the early days, kind of thought about the game artwork along the lines of what you would do for an album artwork. And he actually would feature the photos of the guys and gals who made the games and would give them credit, unlike Atari and some of the other bigger companies that just wanted to keep the staff anonymous, and it was a company product and not a personal creative project or product. So Trip, I give you credit for that, because I think in those early days it really was the individual that would kind of come up with the concept and the gameplay. And of course now it's more like a movie where you get just hundreds of people working on a game, and that's probably why I'm drawn to more of the indie games, just because it does feel more handmade, if you will, more craft and artistry. Not to say that these games today don't have amazing artists and incredible craftspeople working on them. I mean, obviously they're so state of the art and just beautiful looking and sounding, and the storylines are oftentimes as good as anything you're going to see in a movie. So yeah, don't misconstrue. I just think these early games and these smaller indie games is just more of a personal vision, I guess, is what appeals to me. Alright. Vermont seems to be doing well for me here. I like the fall foliage. Nice little touch. The rolling hills in the background. I'm in third, so I got a little catching up to do here. And hopefully no crash. Or, as we used to say back in the day, no whammy, no whammy. Even though obviously that's from a game show, not a video game, but old habits die hard. Alright. Oh, dang. I was doing so well. I think I was in contention for winning that race. Looks like I got somebody right on my heels, too. I can see him in my rear views. Alright, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be winning this race, but if I can hold on, at least I will do better than last time, which was 7th. Okay, 3rd. Alright, that's bronze, I guess. That's not too horrible. Let's see. What do we got? Let's go to the last. Let's go to the last course, at least the last one, I think. Did we do Alaska yet? Let's give that a shot. Then we'll at least have gone through all the races. Is that where we started? This might have been the very first race, was Alaska, but I was so discombobulated there with trying to get a grasp on the controls, because I have not played this game in a long time, probably not since I first had the game for the Sega Genesis. A lot of the older games I've played on different emulators or collections. Like, I know there was a great collection that I had for one of the PlayStations that was all the old retro arcade games. And so I do love playing the old games along with the new ones. I've been playing the Iron Man VR game with my son. We live streamed the first couple of rounds of that, so that's really fun. I mean, it's not a great game, but it's fun flying around. Let's see. Ooh, I didn't punch him, but I did pass him, so I'll take that. 5th. All right, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's see. I got to beat 3rd place. That was my. Ooh. Oh, I dodged the car, but was not able to dodge the stupid sign. And I quickly went from 5th to 8th. 9th now. Oh boy. Alright, gotta turn it on. Bump that guy out of the way. Bump that guy out of the way. Stay on the road. Alright, 7th. Alright, looks like I got a little cluster of people up here. Yeah, we got a new episode of our esports show. Oh, I didn't even crash onto anything. I guess I just took that one a little too wide. A little too wide. Oh boy. Well, I was gonna wrap it up with this course, but not doing so hot. So maybe I'll do one more, see if I can redeem myself here. Unless I can pull out the Miracles in Alaska. Was that a movie? Miracle Alaska? Or is that just my mind playing tricks on me? Alright. 8th, back in the... Oh, I swerved around that guy. Get out of here. Alright, well, yeah, this is rough stuff. Alaska is not my friend. Although I'm sure it's beautiful. I do like the level design here with the mountains and... Oh! Ran into a elk or something. What the heck? That is crazy. And that elk wasn't even fazed by it. Have you been noticing my strategy really is to try to ride the center of the road as much as possible? Just because of traffic kind of being two-way. Oh, 13th place. Oof, ooh, ooh, that's brutal. That is brutale. All right, let me do one more round just to try to, and I'll stick with Alaska just because I haven't had much luck with that one, because I didn't do very good that first time out on it. Okay, got that guy a little punch. So I'd like to place. I'd like to win ideally. Always got to go for gold, baby. I always want it first, but if that is not gonna happen, let me at least not get like way back in the pack there. And try to stay competitive. Ooh, looks like I'm a drunk sailor. Oh, he took me out. Oh, he's putting the Rash in the road there. Oh boy. Not too good, not too good. Yeah, it's crazy how far these bikes and or you will fly forward. It's in reality, it seems like either the bike would be destroyed or you'd be dead. Not that video games are where you're gonna go for 2-4. Oh, for reality, can't catch a break. Oh boy, this is worse than last time. Well, that just kind of proves my point. You can't really crash and expect to be competitive in any of these races. Oh, I went right into it too. I was trying to swerve around them, but I'm old. My reflexes are not what they once were, apparently. Alright, let me just focus. Focus, people. Okay, well, focusing didn't work. I wish I could hop on somebody else's bike. Maybe theirs is better than mine. Now, what's odd is as many times as I crash that I'm still in front of people. They must be horrible. Or I should say the AI for those must be horrible. Alright, here we go. Back in the thick of it. Oh, was that a buffalo or a bison or something? What the heck? Oh, get back. Oh, dang it. Alright, this is frustrating to say the least. I really hate to end on a sour... Oh, an insult to injury. I wrecked. Oi, 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 oi. Alright, you know what? Let's do this. Just because I hate ending on a down note, let's go back to Hawaii. Or no, was it Arizona? I think it was Arizona. Let's go back to Arizona. Just because that seemed to be where I did the best. I think I won that one. Watch, it's probably the easiest track on here. I'm just getting to the mood. Get the vibe. The racing vibe going. Ah, son of a gun. These bikers are vicious. Well, the AI is known to be much tougher, and you're seeing that right here. And Arizona was my safe space. That's where I thought I was going to do well. Well, that is definitely not the case. Do they have boosters? Ooh, Kappa. Ooh, I threaded the needle on that one. Okay, baby, here we go. This will get me back in the top 10. Not too horrible. Better than my last few rounds. Not as good as earlier. Okay, good. Ooh. Got through that little cluster. Alright, here we go. I see a third place in my future. Don't know if that means anything for the game, but it'll make me feel better anyway. Come on, Arizona. Don't do me wrong. Don't do me wrong, Arizona. This guy looks a little wobbly. I think I could take him. Oh no! Oh yes! Third! Oh, and I see second up ahead. Can I get there before the finish line? Come on. Come on. It's within my grasp. I can do it. I can do it. Ooh, so close, so close. I'm on the home stretch here, people. I'm on the home stretch. Oh, if I could just get back on the road without crashing. Oh, darn it. I lost my momentum. I almost had him beat, too. Just couldn't get back on the road. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, I crashed across the finish line. Alright, well, redeemed myself. Got back into third place. Had fun playing Road Rash 2. It was just as much fun as I remembered it to be. Would highly recommend this if you get a chance to play it on the Sega Genesis Mini. As always, this has been Denver for State Champs Esports. We got another live stream of Sega Genesis for you tomorrow. If you have any requests, put them in the comments. Before I go, I have to thank Lawrence Tech, Army, Michigan, and Hungry Howie's. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.